Hey guys, welcome to Yoga with Tomasin. I am Tomasin. Today we're just going to be doing a sweet, short little practice to get the blood flowing. This is a great morning practice if you don't have a lot of time or if you just need a little pick-me-up during your day. So we're going to start on our backs today. So come into laying on your back with your knees bent. Gently place the hands on the belly and close down your eyes. And just begin to feel into your body. Begin to notice where you're holding on to any tension or tightness, where you're gripping or holding on, and consciously softening, letting go. And now beginning to move the breath in through the nose, down the throat and into the heart space. On the inhale, feel the heart expand. Feel a gentle pressing into the ground with the back of the heart and a rising of the front of the heart towards the ceiling. On the exhale, feel the body soften. Inhaling, feeling the ribs expand outward. On the exhale, feeling the ribs soften towards one another. Now, as you inhale, move through the heart space into the diaphragm, into the belly, and feel the hands rise towards the ceiling as you expand the belly like a balloon. On the exhale, let the belly soften, get heavy into the ground. 2 more breaths just like that. Deep inhale. And exhale. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Hugging the knees into the chest and then coming into your full happy baby. So grabbing down to the outsides of the ankles or the outsides of the feet. And then widen the legs. And gently press the tailbone down to the ground as you feel the spreading of the shoulder blades and feel the back of the skull press into the ground. You can stay still or you can rock side to side, totally up to you. Just starting to notice the hip area, the inner thighs, the groin. And if you're rocking, coming back to center. Take a deep inhale into the belly. Fill the belly up like a balloon. On the exhale, open the mouth, stick the tongue out, and sigh something out. 2 more breaths just like that. Inhale. Sigh something out. 1 more inhale. Placing both the feet back down to the ground. Extend the right leg high to the sky. Grab behind your right thigh. Flex your foot and then soften your hip down towards the ground. Take a moment here and just run the breath from the sit bone all the way to the heel. And then begin to rotate your ankle in one direction. And then rotate the other direction. You might hear some crickling and crackling. And now flex your foot. Extend the left leg all the way to the front of the mat. Flex your left foot. And then draw the left kneecap up towards the left hip. Extend the right heel towards the ceiling as you extend the left heel towards the front of the mat. Take 1 more deep inhale here. On the exhale, hug your knee into your chest, into a half happy baby. Grab onto the outside of your foot or your ankle. And then keep moving that left leg towards the front of the room. So it's almost like you want to place the back of the knee down towards the ground. With every inhale, fill the belly up like a balloon. With every exhale, see if you can snug your right knee down towards the ground a little bit more. Take 1 more deep inhale here. On the exhale, bend your left knee, place the left foot onto the ground, and then cross your right ankle over the left knee. Hug the left knee into the chest, grab behind the thigh or over top the shin, your choice. And then flex your right foot and push the right knee forward, softening your shoulders, your jaw, your neck, the heart space. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, place that left foot down to the ground. Let the right foot meet the left foot. Extend the left leg high to the sky and flex your foot. And really soften that left hip down as you flex the left foot and push the heel towards the ceiling. Begin to rotate your left ankle in one direction. And then rotate the other direction. Good. Come to flex that foot. Extend the right leg towards the front of the mat. Land the heel down to the ground. Really flex that foot. Feel the left heel moving towards the ceiling and the right heel moving towards the front of the mat. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, hug the left knee into the chest and then bring it into your half happy baby. Grab onto the outside of the ankle or the outside of the foot. As you move the right heel forward, feel like you can snug your left knee down towards the mat even more. Begin to bend your right knee, place the right foot down to the ground, cross your left ankle over the right knee. Hug your right knee into the chest, grab behind the thigh or over top of the shin, flex your left foot, and then move that left knee towards the front of the mat. Keeping the shoulders soft, keeping your jaw soft. Taking one more deep inhale here. And exhale. Place that right foot down to the ground. Let the left foot meet the right foot. Hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Begin to rock and roll all the way up and over onto all fours. So, spreading the fingers wide and rotating the biceps towards the front of the room. Have a slight little bend in your elbows. And now begin to sway your hips to the left. And then look over the left shoulder, look at your left hip. And then sway your hips to the right, look over the right shoulder, look at your right hip. And then just keep moving back and forth like you're wagging your tail, like you're a dog wagging the tail. Moving with your breath, staying connected to the breath. And always having the intention of creating space in the body with the breath. One more time. And then coming back to center, bring the focus to the tailbone. Begin to move the tailbone towards the ceiling, drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the head. On the exhale, round through your spine. Spread the shoulder blades, tuck chin to chest. Close your eyes down, begin to move with your own breath, inhaling. Really dropping the belly, lifting the head. Exhaling, tucking the tailbone, spreading the shoulder blades, tuck chin to chest. Taking one more deep inhale. And exhale. Coming to a neutral spine, bring the big toes to touch and spread the knees out just a little bit. And now push the hips back towards the heels, but keep your chest up and looking forward towards the front of your mat. Push your hands away from you. As you push your hands away from you, you're going to feel the spreading of the toes. And you should feel a nice stretch in the soles of your feet. Keep bringing the breath down to the bottoms of the feet. Good, take one more deep inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way back up to all fours. Bring the knees underneath the hips. Align the toes with the knees. Tuck the toes and then lift into your first downward facing dog. Have the knees slightly bent here. Now let's just set you up in your downward facing dog. Really press the pointer finger and the thumb down to the ground. And then push the palms away from you towards the front of the mat. Your knees are slightly bent. Feel like you want to place the ribs on top of the thighs. And now move the triceps towards one another. You're gonna feel the spreading of the shoulder blades away from each other. And then a gentle knitting in of the lower ribs. And now begin to move the tailbone towards the ceiling just a little bit. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Looking up in between the hands, you're gonna do little tiny tiptoes as if you're plugging your thigh bone up into your hip socket. Little tiny tiptoes. Pull the pelvic wall up and in. Use your lower core muscles to help pull the toes up off of the ground. And take your time here. Be mindful, not mechanical, as you move to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Walk the hands over towards the left. Pull the right hip back and feel as if you're accordioning your left side body and yawning into the right side body. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Walk the hands all the way through center over towards the right. Pull the left hip back, accordion the right side body. Feel as if you're yawning through the left side body. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Walk the hands all the way back through center. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, root to rise, hands high to the sky. Exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Bring your hands behind your head and clasp them. Open the elbows. Press the back of the skull into the hands. So there's a little friction going. And then tuck your tailbone and then cinch at the waist. Lift the ribs up off of the hips. Exhale over towards the right. Lift the left elbow towards the ceiling. Inhaling center. Exhale over towards the left. Lift the right elbow towards the ceiling. Inhale, center. Inhale, extend the hands high to the sky. Reach your arms behind you and clasp them right at the tailbone. Bend the elbows towards one another. Inhale, lift the heart space just a little bit. Bend the knees slightly. On your exhale, forward fold. Allow the arms to come over the head. Let the head go. Feel as if you want to place the ribs on top of the thighs. With every exhale, see if you can get the crown of the head a little bit drippier down towards the ground. Take one more deep inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, come halfway up. Extend the arms out to the sides. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. So in the plank pose, set yourself up, spread the fingers wide, rotate the biceps towards the front of the room, and then swell into the back of the heart as you tuck the tailbone and engage the core. Inhale, rock forward onto the toes, bring the shoulders over the fingertips. Exhale, slowly in one long line, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Press the toenails down to the ground, and then activate the legs. Draw the kneecaps up towards the hips. Tuck your tailbone as if you want to pull the lower belly off the ground, and then cinch at the waist. Lift the ribs away from the hips. Push your hands into the ground. Come into your baby cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another and then down the back. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, come back all fours into your downward facing dog. This time, walk your feet to the outsides of the mat. Have a slight bend in your knee. Push the hands away from you, and then start to pendulum your hips from side to side. Come back to center. Bring the feet back underneath the hips. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Look up in between the hands. Again, little tiny tiptoes. Take your time. Use your lower core muscles to pull the toes up off of the ground, stepping all the way up to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, flat back. If you need blocks here, you're more than welcome to get blocks. Lift the right leg into an L shape. Turn the right pinky toe down towards the ground. Move the crown of the head towards the front of the mat as you push the right heel towards the back of the mat. Have a slight bend in your left knee. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, place the right foot to the outside of the left foot. Line up your pinky toes. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, nose to knee. Let your head go. Keep pulling the left hip back as you move the right hip slightly forward. Inhaling, flat back, grow the crown of the head towards the front of the room, lifting the right leg back into that L shape. Now, slight bend in the left knee as you bend your right knee to kiss the back of your left calf. Inhale, extend all the way out. Exhale, kiss your knee to your calf. Inhale, extend it out. One more time. Exhale, kiss. Inhale, extend. Place that right foot back to meet the left foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, flat back. Lift the left leg into an L shape. Turn that left pinky toe down towards the ground. Grow the crown of the head towards the front of the mat. On the exhale, place the outside of the left foot to the outside of the right foot. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, flat back, grow the crown of the head. Lift the left leg back into your L shape. On your exhale, take the left knee and kiss the back of the right calf. Inhale, extend that leg all the way back. Exhale, kiss your knee to your right calf. Inhale, extend it back. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Bring the left foot to meet the right foot. Take an inhale. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, root to rise, hands high to the sky. Exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the right toes to the back of the mat. Make sure your left knee is over your left ankle. Drop the right knee down to the ground. Squeeze your left heel and your right knee towards one another. Tuck the tailbone and then float the hands high to the sky. Bring your hands behind your head. Press the back of the skull into the hands. Inhale, lift the heart space. Exhale, over towards the left. Lift the right elbow towards the ceiling. Inhale, back to center. Reach the hands high to the sky. Exhale, sprinkle the fingertips down to the ground as you straighten your left leg. Flex your left toes. And then feel as if you're pulling your left hip back and move the right hip forward. Stay up on your fingertips. People like to collapse here. Feel like you're moving the heart space towards the front of the room and the tailbone towards the back of the room, and then knit the lower ribs towards one another. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Bring your right hand to the outside of your left leg, and then walk your hands off the mat just a little bit. Keep pulling the left hip back. Keep flexing the left toes. Find your breath. Take one more deep inhale here. And exhale. Walk the hands all the way back to center. Bend into your left knee. Plant your hands, lift the right knee off the ground. Step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high to the sky from the inner thigh. Exhale your knee to your nose. Really round the back towards the ceiling. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Lift that leg all the way back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift back up. One more time. Exhale, knee to nose, and just hold here for a moment. Pull the knee into the chest even more. Pull the heel into the glute even more. Then look in between the hands. Gently, quietly place that foot in between the hands. Lower the left knee down to the ground. Squeeze the right heel and the left knee towards one another. Tuck your tailbone. Inhale, float the hands high. Exhale, bring the hands behind the head. Inhale, lift the heart space. Exhale, over towards the right. Lift that left elbow towards the ceiling. Inhale, back to center. Lift the hands high. Exhale, sprinkle the fingertips down to the ground as you straighten the right leg. Flex the right toes. Feel as if you're pulling the right hip back and moving the left hip forward. Moving the heart space towards the front of the mat as you move the tailbone towards the back of the mat. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Take the left hand on the outside of the right leg and then walk your hands off your mat just a little bit. Keep pulling that right hip back and flexing the right foot. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Walk the hands back towards center. Bend into your right knee. Lift the left knee off the ground. Step the left foot up to meet the right foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, root to rise, hands high to the sky. Exhale, hands by your side. Bring your hands to your hips and then sit down into your chair pose. Lift the toes up off the ground and feel what that does to the arches of the feet. The arches lift. Keeping the lift of the arches, gently place the toes back down to the ground. And now sit a little bit lower, hinging at the hip. Feel like you're taking your hip, the skin of your hips, and you're dragging it down as you lift the ribs up just a little bit away from the hips. And then squeeze the shoulder blades back towards one another. And then sit a little bit lower. And now bring the bicep by your ears, reaching the fingertips towards the ceiling. Move the pinky fingers towards one another just a little bit and extend in the elbows. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Tuck the tailbone, push and swell into the back of the heart. Inhale, rock forward, bring the shoulders over the fingertips. Exhale, in one long straight line, land onto the belly. Untuck your toes. Press the toes down to the ground, engage the legs, cinch at the waist. Inhale, lift the heart space. And then lift and hover the hands. Squeeze the elbows towards one another as you press the toenails down to the ground and run the energy up the body, up the crown of the head. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, place the hands down to the ground. Push back all fours, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Pressing the hands towards the front of the room as you're moving the tailbone towards the ceiling. Knit the lower ribs towards one another. Take one more deep inhale here. And exhale. Look up in between the hands, little tiny tiptoes all the way up to the front of the mat. Taking your time. Bringing your hands to your hips. Inhale, chair pose. Sweeping the arms overhead. Exhale, come to stand. Inhale, chair pose. Now, you can keep your hands on your hips if your shoulders are super tight. That's totally fine. You can even bring your arms out in front of you. Your choice here. I'm going to keep my arms up. Lift and hover the right foot off the ground, just about an inch. And then feel the stability muscles in your left ankle working. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, place that right foot down to the ground. And now hover the left foot off the ground. Place that foot down to the ground. Sit a little bit lower. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the right toes to the back of the mat. Drop the right knee down to the ground. Inhale, lift the hands high to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart space. Cinching at the waist, pull the ribs off of the hips. Tuck the tailbone slightly. Bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. And then keep pulling the belly up and in, moving the crown of the head towards the front of the mat. As you press the hands together, look over your right shoulder. Feel as if you're wringing out your organs. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming all the way back to center. Lift the hands high. Exhale, sprinkle the fingertips down on the ground as you straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend into the left knee. Lift the right knee as you lift the hands high to the sky, crescent pose. Pull the left hip back, move the right hip forward, and then reach the fingertips towards the ceiling. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, plant the hands down to the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee into the nose. Look in between the hands, gently, quietly place that foot in between the hands. Lower the left knee down to the ground. Inhale, float the hands high. Tuck the tailbone. On your exhale, bring your hands into your heart space. Press the palms together. Cinch at the waist. Take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Pulling up in the pelvic wall, press the palms together. Feel like the crown of the head is growing towards the front of the mat, and then look over your right shoulder. Find your breath. Take one more deep inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, coming all the way back to center, reach the hands high. On the exhale, sprinkle the fingertips down to the ground as you straighten your right leg. Inhale, bend into your right knee as you lift the left knee off the ground, reach the fingertips high to the sky. Pull the right hip back, move the left hip forward. Exhale, sprinkle the fingertips down to the ground as you step the left foot up to meet the right foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, flat back. Step the left toes to the back of the mat. Keeping the left knee off the ground. Inhale, crescent pose. On the exhale, bring your hands to your heart space. And then really feel like you're pulling your right hip back, moving the left hip forward. And then engage that left leg by drawing the kneecap up towards the hip and lifting the heel up into the hip. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, from the pelvic wall pulling up, begin to turn towards the right, dropping the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press the palms together, grow the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Look over your right shoulder or look straight ahead. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming back to center, reach the hands high to the sky. On the exhale, sprinkle the fingertips down to the ground as you straighten your right leg. Keep pulling the right hip back, moving the left hip forward. And make sure you're not dropping the left heel down, you're actually stepping up into the hip. Inhale, exhale, nose to knee or shin or wherever you are. Inhale, flat back, plant the hands, step back to your downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step that left foot in between your hands, keeping the right knee off of the ground. Inhale, float the hands high, crescent pose. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart space. Pull the left hip back as you move the right hip forward. Draw the right kneecap up towards the right hip. and then grow from the tailbone up into the crown of the head. Begin to move towards the left side, dropping the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Press the palms together as you grow the crown of the head towards the front of the room, and then look straight ahead or look over your left shoulder. Keep pulling the pelvic wall up and in. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming back to center. Reach the hands high to the sky. On the exhale, sprinkle the fingertips down to the ground as you straighten the left leg. Keep the right heel lifted. Pull the left hip back, move the right hip forward. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, nose to knee or shin. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, growing the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Have a slight bend in your left knee. Step the right foot up to meet the left foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, come to stand, hands by your side. Inhale, reach the hands high to the sky as you lift up onto your toes. Bring your hands into your heart center as you begin to bend your knees. Bring the hips down towards the heels. Pulling the pelvic wall up as you come down. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, reach forward with your hands and lean forward. So put the ribs on top of the thighs and then slowly pull the pelvic wall up as you land onto your heels. And then slowly land onto your tush. Move the feet forward. Grab onto your knees. Open in the knees, come onto the knife edges of the feet. Inhale, lift the heart space. Push the back of the heart up into the front of the heart. Let the eyes follow the heart. Exhale, round. Bring the feet back down to the ground. Put pressure on the tops of the knees. Round through your spine. Spread the shoulder blades. Move the tailbone towards the sternum, tuck chin to chest. Inhale, widen the knees, lift the heart space. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good, now hold here for a moment. Really feel the spreading of the shoulder blades. Feel like you're just sitting back into, like you could fall backwards, but you have yourself. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Reach forward with the hands. We're going to go back for a count of 5 to right above the shoulder blades. So here we go. Keep tucking the chin to the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here, little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift all the way back up. We do it again. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift all the way back up. One more time. Exhale, slowly lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly land the head down to the ground. Pull the heels into the booty. Rock your head from side to side. Good. Place the hands down by your sides, palms facing down, and then hug the heels into the sit bones. And then spread the toes and pick them up. Spread them wide. Feel the arches of the feet. And now place those toes down to the ground, but keep the arches lifting up. Move the tailbone towards the ground, so it's like you're gonna arch your back. If I came around, I could sweep my hand underneath your lower back. And then cinch the ribs away from the hips. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, push into the feet, lift the hips towards the ceiling. Keep pushing the feet away from you. You're gonna feel like your shoulder blades can be dragged down your back. Keep pushing the feet away from you. Move the chest towards the chin. You can stay here with your hands, or you can wiggle them underneath you and clasp them right underneath the tailbone. And then press the knife edge of the hands down to the ground. Feel like you're moving the knuckles towards the back of the heels. Keep moving the feet towards the front of the mat. And then squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. And then lift the hips a little bit higher. Find your breath. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Release your hands. Slowly lower down. Bring the feet to the outsides of the mat and then cactus the arms out to the sides. Begin to windshield wiper your legs from side to side slowly. Connect your movement with your breath. Good, coming back to center. Walk the feet back underneath the knees. Hug the knees into the chest. And now extend the arms out to the sides, palms facing up. Drop the legs over towards the right as you look over your left shoulder. And soften, begin to scan the body and notice the little subtle areas that you're holding on or gripping. I just caught myself in the back of my left shoulder. So just consciously softening. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to center. Slowly lower the feet, the legs over towards the left. Let them land gently. Look over the right shoulder. And again, this is a different side, different feels. So scan the body and notice where you're still gripping or holding on and consciously soften down. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, hug the knees back into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And then extend out into your Shavasana, bringing the feet to either corners of the mat, and then wiggling your shoulders away from the ears, palms facing up, and just melt into the ground. And taking at least 2 minutes here to let your body digest and process what you just did. Thank you so much for spending time with me this morning or this afternoon, whatever time it is for you. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and watch out for more videos. You can find me at www.tomasinmarshallyoga.com. I wish you the most beautiful day. Namaste.